Hey guys and gals, this is Sanagero with the Tier 8 Chinese Premium Heavy Tank, the WZ-111. This is the one that you can receive for free if you grind out the marathon mission for about a week non-stop. But if you don't have the time, and most people don't around the holiday seasons, well, Wargaming have offered you an alternative. You can buy tokens, 7 tokens in total, which cost $10 each or €9.95. So that's not very fair for the Europeans, but that's what Wargaming have done. And then you will receive your very own WZ-111. This one was donated very generously by Don't Shoot, who has also donated the T-3045M and the G-Tractor Krupp. The BTSV was also gifted to me by Don't Shoot, but that was much earlier on, and he gave me a gift code for that instead of the $100 gift package that it is right now. So hopefully I'll get videos on those before these sales end, and you can decide if you wish to purchase one of those tanks, or this tank, which would, if you decide to purchase the whole thing, be about $70, which I don't think is very nice. But you can grind out maybe 1 or 2 lines and then pay the $50, $60, $50 to unlock it. So that's only if you want the tank. Now let's take a look at the tank. It has 1,550 hit points, 45.2 tons, 520 horsepower engine with a top speed of 50 kilometers per hour, which is 5 kilometers per hour better than the 112, which is its most direct competitor. But it also got that. It also has the IS-6 to compete with. And I think it's kind of a mix between the 112 and the IS-6. They kind of mush together and they form the WZ-111. The only difference is the gun depression, not very good. 5 degrees of gun depression, but it does get 23 degrees of gun elevation, so you can shoot quite high. Maybe even fooling some enemies into thinking that you can't shoot them, and then you just bring your gun up and fire a shot into their undercarriage. Armor-wise, we'll talk about that in Tank Inspector. Rate of fire. Let's go take a look at the gun for that. It is, well, let's take a look at the guns for all of them. No, I can't. That's exactly the same. Unfortunately. There we go. So, 122mm D25TA for the WZ. Here we go. Let's just move that over there. For the WZ-111, 4.8 round per minute rate of fire, which is actually better than the 112, but worse than the IS-6 gun right here. 175mm of average penetration, 390 damage, 0.46 accuracy with 3.4 second aiming time. So they're pretty much the same. However, the soft stats for the IS-6 cannon are a little bit better. It does get heat rounds instead of the APCR, so 250mm of heat penetration for the WZ. If we take a look at the 112, it's 4.55 round per minute rate of fire. So you do get an extra amount, around a second more reload speed than the 112, which feels so much better. I like the WZ just for that factor alone, but you do get some spaced armor on the side. Which we will take a look at in Tank Inspector. Also, 380-meter view range with a 600-meter radio range, which is way better than the IS-6, which has 350-meter view range and 440 radio. Also carrying the same amount of ammunition as the 112, so much more than the IS-6. That's very nice. And, well, the lower plate is complete trash, but on to Tank Inspector. Now let's take a look at the armor of the WZ-111. Lower plate, complete crap. Don't even bother. This is where you shoot it if he's looking directly at you, so you'll want to hide it behind some rubble, behind an ELC AMX, something like that, small tanks, or maybe big tanks where you can hide the rest of your front hull. And just expose your turret, which is actually very strong. If you take a look at the numbers right there. It has a semi-pike nose on the upper front plate, so you'll be able to bounce the tier 6 and 7 tanks, but starting at tier 8 they do get more penetration than your front plate can handle. And of course it's a little bit less when you come out from the side, of course. Side of the tank, it does get a strip of spaced armor right here. So you need about 250 or more millimeters penetration to do any damage there, but right above it, that's only about 100, 112. Very easy to penetrate, and of course the side of the turret. Right in the middle, it's about 150, and starting to go towards the front or towards the back, you get some ricochet points. Of course, the hatches, they're very weak. Top of the roof of the turret, also very weak, as well as the engine deck, so artillery will definitely love hitting you there, because they'll most likely penetrate. Back of the tank, very weak, 60 millimeters of armor, with some angling, but that's about it. So there's the armor. It's actually kind of trollish. It's not IS-6 levels of trollish, but it can get you some results. But don't depend on it too much. Now, if we take a look at more of the stats, this is in comparison to a 112. There's a lot more green arrows going up, so it's better in most cases compared to the 112. And now for a game. The map is Stalingrad. I know a little bit about this map. I haven't played on it too much, but I do know that the eastern side has a beach which has undulations, good for tanks with gun depression. For example, a T-32, T-34, well, mostly the American tanks, some of the British tanks as well. The WZ does not have very good gun depression, so I'm going to head to the western side, see what I can use there. And I do know there's some rubble on the ground that you can use for cover, and that's a pretty good thing for the WZ. Hide that lower plate, in some cases hide the hull of your tank, just get hull down. That's also a very good thing. For example, that tank right there in front of me, I could have used that, but I don't want to get hit by the artillery, so I don't want to sit out in the open. So I've reached here a little bit faster than the rest of my team. I'm just waiting for them to go forward first. The Type 59 on the eastern side is looking very much alone, and I've done that a few times where I've just gone to one whole flank, pretty much by myself, and died really fast because the enemy team just overrun you. So that's not actually a very good idea. Even if there is a lemming train going on, you might want to follow them, or at least stay close by. There's a few tanks over there. Let's see if I can get a shot here. And this FCM decides me getting shot means that he can poke out again, so we'll leave him over there, do what he wants, and see what's going on here. However, observation device did just get repaired, and I'm not sure if I have nah, there's no tanks in front of me yet. I'm gonna move out. T-44 pops up, and at this range the armor is actually pretty good, especially against the Russian tanks that don't have very good accuracy. Just move forward a little bit. Let's see if I can get some flanking shots in on the enemy team. Looks like the T-44 is poking out once again. I don't have Sixth Sense on this crew. I don't really play the Chinese tanks that much. And oh, T-44 is he gonna poke out? Here's some of the aiming time. There we go. Fully aimed is actually pretty good, and apparently the T-44 decided that he didn't want to wait to aim and take a shot at me, which he probably could have done. There's nobody else here. He might not know that. And it looks like the eastern side is pretty much gone. There's no use typing rude comments into the chat. Did get a nice shot in the Tiger 2. Sorry, no use posting rude comments in the in-game chat if you go on one side alone. I'm gonna get rid of this line as fast as I can, and hopefully I was trying to bounce some of those shots from the T-69, but apparently those went straight in. That's not good, especially in the tracks, but no tracking damage, or at least not fully tracked. Let's see if we can get this Tiger 2 out of the way, and then I'm going to proceed straight back to base. There we go. Lower plate of the Tiger II, pretty weak. Once you need an E75, however, those aren't as weak. And that's your 175mm penetration. Hatch of Tiger II is... it just bounced off. Now for some speed. This is actually quite nice. You can get back relatively quickly. If I was in an IS-6, I may not have taken that damage, but I probably wouldn't have been able to get back to base very fast. We've got a Tiger II heading back. I'm gonna head along the western side of the map, see if I can get some flanking action. Hopefully that Tiger I will stay alive a little bit longer. He's doing a good job though. Oh. But he's being shot at by the Horde right now. Right. He's done. And this pile of wood is giving me some trouble. Let's see if I can... no. I don't know if I can actually shoot through there. I'm not gonna risk it. See anything there? IS-6. I know the turret on the IS-6 isn't very good, but against 175mm penetration, it's actually quite nice. I'm gonna head in this direction, see if I can get that STA-1 killed. Oh, looks like the STA-1 is actually moving forward. He's not cupping anymore. I can go back, loaded a heat round for that IS-6, and the accuracy of the gun decides I needed to shoot the wood instead. Ooh, that's not looking too good for the Tiger II. At least I can take out the STA-1, bounce a few more APCR shells from the IS-6. And I would very much have liked to gone out and help the Tiger II. But an IS-6 is actually very hard for a WZ to penetrate, even with the heat shells. And couldn't save the Tiger II. I'm on 416, 418 health, something like that. And look at that shot that just bounced. That should have been into the driver's hatch. And seeing how the T-34-3 doesn't have very good gun depression, and IS-6 is looking over the back of the tank. Also not very good depression there at the same time. Ooh, that shot went right through a dash ammo rack. And that T-34-3, I guess it was a heat round into the tracks, but oh look, he also did some team damage. There we go. I got a steel wall, second class mastery badge, 954 points of experience. It wasn't the greatest of games, but I thought this was something that would show you a little bit of everything on the WZ, except for the gun depression, which there is none, so don't expect to see anything about that. Credits, 30,800, not very good. I did fire a few heat shells, and if it was non-premium account, only 1,700 credits earned, so that's not very good. 15 shots fired, 13 hit, 8 penetration, so that's where it is. You need to penetrate your shots to get your credits. I received 13 hits, 6 of them penetrated, 7 bounces for a total of 3,050 damage blocked by armor, which is kind of surprising. They did put a few shots into my turret right there. And I guess that's about it. If I did more penetrating shots, I would have got more credits. However, only half of my shots went through, so that's why I didn't make too much money, and those heat shells do cost a lot. Thanks for watching. Please press that like button and leave some comments. I'll see you in future videos.